Hey, thank you for being here. Let's sit down and let's talk. Um, I'll address the elephant in the room. I know it's been a while, and there's many reasons for that. There's actually many reasons that I'm quite confused about. But to save time, I'll just say that one of the big things I felt as if uh, I fell off my horse. You know, you get to a point where you're feeling pretty good about things, and then either days turn into weeks, turned into months, where if you don't get back up, it just gets harder. It just gets harder. So that's kind of all it was, and a plethora of other reasons. But the big thing that I'm going with now is just moving forward from that. You know, I and I'll get to what I'm saying, because that's one of the reasons why. It is one of the reasons why I stopped, because I felt like my videos weren't perfect. They were way too long. I babbled on for too long. I don't think I gave enough of what I wanted to give. I don't think people got what I wanted them to get, as much as possible. And so that imperfection kind of kept me from trying again, right? That perceived failure. Even though, again, I said this after the first video, that I got nothing but praise. And I still, even after not recording and posting anything, I still continued to get praise. And I'm sorry to those people who were maybe waiting and waiting and waiting for something to come up. Now I'm here, right? So what we can do is, I heard this in a Shia LaBeouf and John Berthal podcast, which is Shia was talking about his troubles. He met somebody, and that person was telling him, "What can you do now? What can you do now? What can you do now?" And so, kind of the way I think about it is just wherever you are at, there is always an opportunity for you to move from there, right? Here's the scale, whether you're back here or you moved ahead, wherever you are at, recognize where you're at, and you can just move from there, right? It was too much kind of judgment from myself is what deterred me from doing this. So that being said, I think I did make that quite quick. Today, I want to make this. I want to make this what I eventually had the vision of making it, and I want to try it today. I want to throw myself in the fire. I want to throw myself in the deep end and see if I can swim. And that is, I'm going to talk about something that's been on my mind, and kind of try to speak my piece. Then I'm going to do what I'm going to call the cards of truth. I feel like I'm talking to my students about the day, like how the day is going to go. Where I'm just going to share, an experience or a story, and you're going to get the authentic, raw version of that, because it'll be random. And then I've been getting into some poetry, just a tad, just dipping my toes in the water. And I think it would be most vulnerable to share that, and then eventually maybe actually, definitely not the naked part, but maybe get to singing. So we're going to start with the big question. The big question for today is, how do I know what I want to do? Over the last couple months that you guys have not seen me, I've had a plethora of conversations with people, especially now is June. Graduations have happened, whether that's high school, whether that's college, whether that's the sixth grade. The question always pops up when those monumental moments come to, what do I do now? And it's hard to answer that question. And especially when you want to give advice to somebody, but you also, you know that, and that's kind of the thing about getting off the horse, and what kept me, it makes a lot of sense. It kept me from doing this, because I thought to myself, well, how am I going to advise people how to get on their horse, how to ride, to where they want to go to if I fell off and I never got back on? That doesn't make any sense. They're not gonna listen to me, But the first thing I started to think of was I view those first couple episodes so negatively that if I kind of change the perspective, instead of letting that negativity hold me back, I harness it and I go, you know what? I don't think I could do much worse. Because I don't know what it was, but I must have been feeling some type of way. I promise you, maybe coffee was it. It wasn't anything else. But I was feeling some type of way where I was just able to just speak my mind, my truth, my peace, and just let it all go. And in the 3 months since, there's been times that I've rewatched those videos and I kind of cringed a little bit. And I wonder, I was like, well, why? Like, why does that, cringe I feel like is another word for like embarrassment. I got embarrassed of myself. But I felt so alive at that time. And so I'm watching this video back. I'm watching myself back. And I'm like, why do I feel so embarrassed? When I should feel proud. It's all made up. It's all made up in the mind. It's fear. Fear is just something that we create. It only exists through your mind. So if you can find a way to harness it and go, you know what? I don't know if I can do much worse. Let me just jump into this. It's been a while. I'm tired of saying I'm going to do it here. I'm going to do it there. I'm actually headed out of town as soon as I'm done with this. My bags are actually packed right here. But the goal, I woke up today, I said, I have to. I must. No excuses. Maybe that's a part of the formula, is telling yourself that no ifs, ands, or buts, no matter what. This is what I'm doing. Like, this is how I'm operating. This is how I function. This is what must be done. You look at the people in the military, like there's no wiggle room. There's no like, we got to do that. It has to be done. And so, I'm glad I'm here. Back to how to know what you want to do. The first thing that came to my mind was what lights you up. What like pauses time for you. What can you do that it just, in the snap of a finger, you're just like, whoa, where did the time go? What just happened? It transports you to a different realm. You're just so in it. Your focus, your attention, your energy, everything is so into that thing. What things bring that out of you, right? And the digging that I did for myself in coming up with these ideas helped me think about some things, and it made me feel stronger about, oh, you know what, man, I really like to do that thing. I really do like to do that thing, because it does. I can sit there. I can sit there for an hour and a half, right, and do that thing. And I get to that here in a second. But that would be the first question I would ask yourself. Would be, what lights you up? What pauses time for you? Because we're all being chased by time, right? And like I just said earlier, now, and every snap of a finger, and every moment that passes, even minuscule moments, and every moment that passes, time is catching up to you. You are getting closer to your time being over, and scary thought, yeah, for sure. But nonetheless, it's a motivator. It should be a motivator, not something to fear. And I do want to say this other thing, that The last kind of idea, I tried to prepare for this today. And the last thought that I had in preparing for this of why it has not happened was I felt, like I said, I got off the horse. Nobody's going to hear me. Nobody's going to listen to me. Why would they? But then it turned. My mind has started to kind of protect itself, I guess, in a good way. Not in a way of, I like the Cowboys. Oh, you're an Eagles fan. I'm not going to listen to a word you say. No, not like that. No, in a way of wait, hold on a second. This is what I said. Everyone has a voice. Everyone has value, right? So it's like I don't have to view myself as, a world leader. I don't have to view myself as what people are going to listen to me and take it word for word. It's like, no, I'm going to give you what I give you, and it's your choice. And I knew that from the beginning. I guess I just kind of lost it, right? So everybody brings something to the table. No matter where you're at in your life, I could go on the corner of the street and get a new perspective from somebody, right? As well as go downtown to the business district and get a perspective from that person. Are there going to be different perspectives? Yeah, for sure. But it's like the more perspectives we can add up, that's why you read. That's why you read. It's different authors, different perspectives, different. When people write, it's like they are giving you the blueprint of what is in their mind. Whether the writing is fantasy, it's a novel, or it's scientific, right? The entire spectrum. They're showing you how they think. So different perspectives are good. Different perspectives are good. The other thing, I'm bouncing around like pinball, man. It's all good. We be chilling. The other thing, how do I know what I want to do? Because that is like the main thing over these last couple months that came to me from a lot of discussions with people that are, I'm not going to use the term lost, but whether close to me in age, whether a little bit older, whether younger. I talked to this guy, man, 22, man. I see so much potential in him, but he's doing this, he's doing that. And I could just feel like I know what he should be doing based on what he was talking about, based on the energy that he was giving about that particular subject, So how do I know what I want to do? So first, what lights you up? What pauses time for you? Second, the fear of failure is minuscule in comparison to the fear of never trying. I'm going to say that one again. That's a good one. At least I feel like it is. The fear of failure is minuscule, tiny, in comparison to the fear of never trying. If you give it your best shot and it doesn't turn out how you wanted it to, it's not even in the same sentence as you never do it. Picture it, think about it. Because something for me, like in that first one, when I was thinking about what lights you up, what pauses time, I was thinking about writing for me. And in this second one, I'm thinking about writing a book. I have been writing a little bit of a book. So then when I think about that, I think, okay, could I go my entire lifetime never trying to be a traveling chef? Man, I think cooking's cool. I would love to get into it. But yeah, whether I go in 5 years, whether I'm 100 years old, I had all this time to do it and I never became a world-renowned chef, cooking for celebrities and just making just the craziest dishes. I'd be okay. I'd be all right. I'd be at peace. But if I go that time, 5 years, or definitely an entire lifetime, never writing a book, now that one I can't really fathom. I'm at a point in my, purpose journey that, no, no, that's something that must happen. So then when it tells me that, it knows, or I know, okay, got you. I hear you. I hear you. That's something that I want to do, right? So what lights you up? What pauses time? For me, writing. I can sit there and write for an hour and a half, 2 hours almost, and just boom, in a blink. And it's happened before. In the blink of an eye, I'm back. It's like getting transported to a whole new world, right? Yeah. The fear of failure is minuscule in comparison to the fear of never trying. Like I said, yeah. I've already thought about it. If I were to, because car crashes happen every day. If I were to go, I have a bunch of stuff. And here it is right here for you if I do go after this. I have a bunch of stuff. If somebody could just compile all that stuff, man, just like artists have done, I could have me a nice piece, a nice some type of literature. After I'm gone, you know. So yeah, that would be for me. Last one. And probably the biggest one here. Again, the question, how do I know what I want to do? And I'm already thinking that this isn't perfect, but we're chopping. Here's the question. Can you see it? Is it something that's been on your mind for a while? Is it something that you think you could really do? Whether delusion plays a role or not, right? Can you visualize it? Is it something that, now be careful, because if you're like, is it something that's realistic? Oh, that word can be used to attack, or it could be used to defend. It's a dangerous word. But think about the definition. Is it realistic? Is it realistic to you? I'm going to redefine it. Is it realistic to you? Can you see yourself doing that? I can't see myself cooking everywhere. I can't see myself, for me, you know, and it's not a knock. It's not a knock on anything at all. 100%. But that's why the world is so beautiful. It's like everybody's got their own path. You know, I can't see myself being a construction worker. I can't see myself being a real estate agent. You know, I can't see myself. I would love to be an astronaut, but I can't see myself getting to that point. Right. So it's kind of both. It's like, does it fit? And that's the second part. Does it fit what you want to do? Is it something in your mind? Is it something like, okay, that's interesting. Like if you're ordering off the menu, it's like, I'm kind of thinking about it. It sounds interesting. It's got a cool name, you know, because there's some things when you go down the menu, and I wish after high school it was like this, but it's not, you know. People have probably had their own experiences with their counselors. I think it would have been beneficial. To honestly have something like that, to have a catalog of, okay, all right, listen, Warren, you know, we're starting your senior year. You know, here's your grades, and here's the school that you said you wanted to go to last year. Now, you know, a year from now, you're going to be somewhere different, most likely, if you want to go to college. Well, you're going to have to figure out at 18 years old, not even, I was 17. At 17 years old, you're going to have to figure out what you want to do. You're going to start thinking about what you want to do in this world. I think number one, first, and I don't have this in my notes, first, whoever you are, you know, definitely if you're younger than 24, I don't know if I would suspect to have it figured out. I don't know if I would suspect to be thinking that you know what you want to do for the rest of your life already. You know, if you're 19, 20, and I'm like, I'm feeling pretty good about where I'm at, then great, awesome, good for you. Keep it going. And if things change, right? But I want to assure the people who are not there, because I wasn't there, right? And I know a lot of people around my age that are still kind of finding their way through the forest, right? It takes work. It doesn't just come to you. That's why these are the questions you got to ask yourself, you know? But is it realistic? Is it something you can see yourself doing? You know? Is it something that you felt for a while? One of the reasons why I have no tattoos is because I can't stick to a decision. I know it's going to be a permanent decision, so I want to make sure. Listen, I got this idea, man. I had this idea for this tattoo, this sleeve, this that. It means this. It's all set up. It's all good to go. But the decision is a big decision because it takes a lot to get it off. So I'm like, you know what? I got to be sitting with that decision for months, maybe years, in order to make a decision like that. So same type of deal here. If you're constantly thinking about it, or even when you're silent, it's like a calling. It comes to you, you know? Don't close the door on it. Let it in. Right? It's trying to tell you I don't know, man. I don't know. I've felt it a couple times. I don't know if anybody else and anybody else can attest to that. But I think there is a spirit. I think there is a spirit, at least within us. And at times it wants to show us what we're doing here, why we're here, you know? So what you might need is you might just need some silence, man. Just hang out with yourself for a second. Same thing, scary for sure, but beneficial. Especially if it's like, if someone asks me, oh, what does your brother want to do with his life? I think I kind of have an answer, but I don't have 100% of an answer. Okay, how do I get 100% of an answer? Well, I probably should hang out with him more. I probably should talk to him more. I probably should ask him more of those questions. Well, it's the same thing with yourself. If you're not 100% of what you want to do, you should probably hang out with yourself more. You should probably talk to yourself more. You should probably ask yourself more questions about that. Yeah, maybe. And I need to do the same thing. But and sometimes delusion can seep its way in there too. You know? And if you're delusional, then, well, I mean, I guess it's only delusion if it doesn't work. And it only doesn't work if you give up. So, I'm sure Steve Jobs was considered delusional for a while until what he was trying to do finally worked. So don't beat yourself up about whether it's delusional or not. Anything, dog. You can do anything. You might be, I know that everybody's in a different way. Everybody's starting at a different point. But wherever you are at, start from that point and just progress. Just progress and understand that maybe some days might be down, some days might be up, some days might just be confusing. But at the end of the day, all you're trying to do at the end of the weeks, months, year, all you're trying to do is just go from here to here. And that's different to everybody. If we were to talk about money, it's okay, I'm trying to go 50,000 to 80,000. For other people, it might be, I'm trying to go 100,000 to 150,000. Everybody's at a different point. Just take yourself from there, move from there, and see what happens. I'll tell you what. This was good. This was good. Went way different. Went way different than how I expected it. But if you're still here, I'm gonna at least make that goal of it being under 30 minutes that I have not done before. It's a work in progress. It's okay to be a work in progress, as long as you're working on that progress. you know. So I guess what I would leave with everybody in this restart, which there really isn't a restart, because time is, like I said earlier, it's always moving. So you just have to go from there. I have to go from this time. I have to go from that time, It's always going. Once when you get low on yourself, when you start thinking that, I don't know if I can, what do I want to do? I don't know. I know it. I know what I want to do, but I just don't do it. Well, talk to yourself. Ask yourself, why? Why am I scared? Maybe I might be scared. Honestly, I was getting a little jittery coming up here, like it was a speech I was given. But that's all good, man. Lean into the fear. Lean into the fear, because it's like those sumo wrestlers. The fear is trying to push you out of your own circle, man. Nah. This is my circle. I might not push you out, but we at least gonna hang around in here. We gonna fight. We gonna have a good little battle, because you're not pushing me out. I think that one makes sense. You'll get it. But yeah. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna get to my cards in my poem. But I guess that just leaves room to improve for the next time. So appreciate y'all. I have a different little outro. Thank you for being present with me. You are powerful beyond measure. And till next time, peace. We'll take it. I take it, man.